Welcome to TBrief, the show where we give concise weekly news briefs by teens for teens. A rundown of this week's stories. GTA 6 gets leaked online. Europe has a massive energy crisis. Famous tennis player Roger Federer retires. Violent protests erupt in Iran. 1/3 of Pakistan is now underwater. Maroon 5's lead singer, Adam Levine, gets himself into a cheating scandal, and more after this.
The official public mourning period for the Queen has ended, as the Queen's funeral occurred on September 19th. Many recognizable people showed up to the funeral, such as Joe Biden, French Prime Minister Emmanuel Macron, and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis sent 2 planes full of illegal immigrants to an island in Massachusetts. His response to some outrage was, and I quote, "We are not a sanctuary state," when referring to the migrants. Massive riots in Iran occurred, which were very similar to the magnitude of the 2020 BLM protests. They all started because of the death of a 22-year-old Kurdish woman who died in police custody. The Kurdish lady, Mahsa Amini, was arrested for wearing a hijab improperly. Many people think she died due to beatings and torture from the police, but the Iranian police says it was due to natural causes. Many outraged women burned their hijabs and cut their hair under the hashtag Mahsa_Amini. Iran has shut off some parts of the internet in Tehran, Iran's capital, due to the fiery riots happening. The New York State Attorney General Letitia James filed a lawsuit against Donald Trump, his eldest children, and his organization for their supposed questionable business practices. She is seeking about $250 million in penalties, according to CNBC. Russia is calling as many as 300,000 military reservists into its invasion of Ukraine, which is called partial mobilization. Speaking of Russia, Russia's allies, Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan, had a border conflict that left at least 100 people killed. Russia urged these ally countries to resolve their conflicts, and they followed suit with the resolution. More than 1/3 of Pakistan is underwater, according to satellite images from the European Space Agency. Due to heavy rainfall, the Indus River has overflooded, thus causing floods. Pakistan's food crisis has only escalated further after these floods. Similarly, Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic experienced a Category 4 hurricane, which led to more than 1 million people in the regions having no power and no access to running water. Biden has promised to send a month of aid to Puerto Rico. The Myanmar military have shot at a school, leaving at least 6 children dead and 17 wounded. The military said it opened fire on the school since rebels were supposedly using the building to attack their armed forces. Myanmar has had these violent events happen recently, in effect of a military coup against the government early last year. Now, let's take it to Rishi for tech and business.
This week in science, the Perseverance robot found organic molecules on Mars. Now this may seem like, yay, we found a life on Mars, but it's not all that. You see, to be considered an organic molecule, all it needs is 1 carbon atom and 1 hydrogen atom. That's it. So most organic molecules are actually created in ways that are not organic. So while they might have found some organic molecules in Mars, that does not prove there has been life on Mars. Also, there is a now huge energy crisis in Europe. Because of the Russian invasion, Russia has, as European officials are describing it, energy blackmailed the rest of Europe. The rest of Europe is heavily reliant on the gas that Russia brings. Because of that, many factories in Europe are closing down. In reference to that, the Eiffel Tower will be shutting off an hour earlier. In reality, shutting off an hour earlier doesn't really save that much energy, but it references how all of Europe needs to be more energy conscious. Now, let's take it to Nadru for pop culture.
Over the weekend, Vanity Fair published a huge expose on Ezra Miller and his interesting shenanigans that have been going on this past few months. Just in case you have no idea what's been going on with Ezra, I'll catch you up on it. This whole chain of events started in March, when Ezra Miller, who was the Flash actor in the 2017 Justice League movie, got arrested in a Hawaiian bar for yelling obscenities and spitting in someone's face. This led to a downward spiral of events for the famous actor. In June, Ezra was on trial for supposedly brainwashing and emotionally damaging an 18-year-old girl, which he met when she was 12. Afterwards, he's involved himself in a few scuffles and situations, ranging from creeping on fans to making people join his supposed cult in Iceland.
I'm so sorry.
His reasoning for all of these events was, and I quote, he was the next Messiah, in that the Freemasons were sending demons out to kill him, which is a statement from someone close to Ezra, who confided this to the press. Post Malone suffered a rib injury during one of his concerts on Saturday, after he tripped on a hole in the stage, though the injury was only minor. Lastly, Adam Levine, the singer from Maroon 5, was exposed for cheating on his now pregnant wife with a model. The model screenshotted their DMs and uploaded an expose on TikTok. Now, let's hand it to Jeremiah.
Now for sports and video games. Starting us off with sports, football. There were a bunch of close games that were nail-biters, except for the Bills versus Titans game. That game was an absolute blowout. If I were the Titans, I would stop and refocus before the next game.
Get some help.
Now for tennis, Roger Federer retires at the age of 41. He states, and I quote, "My body's message is clear." With that in mind, 2 legends from the game have retired. And lastly, for baseball, Aaron Judge has hit 60 home runs in the regular season. He is 1 away from tying the franchise record and 2 away from breaking the franchise record. The most massive accident happened on Sunday and the whole world was shocked. Clips, screenshots, and info on the new GTA have been leaked by an unauthorized third party. In response to the leak, the FBI have started an investigation, as well as Rockstar Games taking down any info or pictures on the new GTA itself. Hopefully Rockstar won't take down our videos, or worse, the FBI come in hunting me down.
Like and subscribe and I'll give you $1 million on the 32nd of this month.